Wow, it's cold today, positively Antarctic. Welcome back, fellow YouTubers, to Land of the Wombats. It's your bad old Uncle Chris here to share some off-grid pirate lifestyle stories. And I am standing in front of what must be a 300-year-old tree. It's pretty huge, actually. Now, it wasn't really harvested by the loggers because the top had obviously blown off in a windstorm at some stage, so that's made it safe for probably another 100 years. We'll probably get another 100, maybe 150 years of life. Here's a big tree, but here's the thing. Don't camp underneath these things. Even standing underneath it, I go, oh, I'm a bit nervous because some of the branches up there are a bit dead and they could be liable to drop at any moment, especially in this sort of windy, sort of cold, wet conditions. The water weighs the leaves down, and you wouldn't think it, but it does, and the wind can come along and just knock the branch off the tree. Now, of course, that's a good thing. It's whole part of nature because that's how hollows form in the trees, and the older trees, they've got hollows in them, and that's where the branch actually pulls away from the trunk, and all the critters get in there and they make little hidey homes. So the older trees are really basically the high-rise apartment blocks of the forest. Whereas all the younger trees, and you can get a 30-year-old tree, it's probably 30 metres tall. There's a fair few of them just around behind me. And yeah, not much lives on them at all, actually. So generally you find regrowth forests are very, very quiet places in Australia because there might be stuff to eat, but there's nowhere for all the forest critters to live, and that includes the birds and all the insects and, the reptiles and, marsupials hanging up at the trees, like your koalas and your possums and all those kind of guys. They've just got nowhere to live. So generally, regrowth forests are probably a bad thing. So you want a mix of aged species, which is what we've got here. You can actually see behind me on the tree, this one shows the burn scars still from the 1983 Ash Wednesday fires. So still those burn marks up the tree. That's from 42 years ago. Yeah, and the tree shows its history. Let's go and check out why it's a bad thing to camp underneath these trees. Yeah, not a good idea to camp under something that can do this. So last Sunday I was working in the machinery shed, just looking after some of the machines there, cleaning them up after all the work. And I heard this massive ripping and tearing sound and then a giant smush. And I was looking out, I went, I'm not going out in that windstorm, not under the trees, let's just let it go. And I thought, I didn't really think much about it again. I was going, I'll find it eventually. And sure enough, here it is, right behind me. And I'm going, this is going to make great firewood. But yeah, you can see it's split there, and the butt of the tree will fall on that side of the stump because there's a fair bit on that side, unless it cracks there. Never know. Getting this down onto the ground could be an interesting job. With this, or the safest thing to do is you start at the head, and then you just start sort of removing limbs and probably burn them off. But limbs like this one, that's going to be good firewood, so why waste it? In fact, actually the whole tree is good firewood. It's probably dangerous to leave it like that in case it falls on something, like a person or a visitor. That'd be expensive. I don't want to think about that. Yeah, so we'll cut it up in a couple of weeks' time. Let's show another older tree that I've begun processing. So this tree that's on the ground shouldn't necessarily be horizontal. Trees are meant to be upright, but in this case, it's on the ground. It's probably about, I don't know, 80, 90 years old. And a couple of years ago, the butt here actually rotted out. There's termite damage. You can see the termite damage in there. And it's just, the termites have just destroyed the stump of the tree. And some windstorm has taken it and it's shifted like that and fallen in that direction. And it makes really, really good firewood. So I'll just show you how we deal with that over on this side. Let's go and check it out. And this is the top end of the tree. We've started disking it up. And by that I mean just cutting into various sized discs so that I can put them on the log splitter platter. This is beautiful firewood. I mean, there's no insect damage in there at all, no borers or termites or anything. Weirdly, the termites usually get to the top of the tree because it stays greener and wet, moisture up there because obviously the rainfall collects up there. But in this case, the termites got the base of the tree. Makes no sense to me, but they do what they want to do. And it completely destroyed their house too. So yeah, so we'll I was going to originally burn this stuff off, but no, well, let's use it as firewood. So from here, we'll move it over into an area where it can sit in the sun and dry out. It needs to get down to about a 14% moisture content. It's probably a lot higher than that at the moment. It's pretty damp. I mean, just touching it, you feel like it's, water's going to come out of there. But anyway, yeah, it'll sit out there in the sun for a couple of months, dry out, and over summer we'll split it, haul it up to the firewood shed, done. Next year this will run for it'd be just beautiful firewood. Really, really good stuff, and it's free too. You don't really have to drop any trees. They fall on their own. So don't camp under them. That's my advice to you. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next week. See ya.